everybody!
Welcome. There you go. Hey!
See, we always time this wrong.
On the
Always
spot.
time it wrong.
On the ball spot.
There we go. Welcome to the
On the
post-credit
ball
show where we talk
Yes.
about movies and TV shows we've watched, games we've played, and other sort of nerd junk we've been doing. I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Chris. Did we do that?
No, we didn't do that in the other one.
No. That's fine.
It's all good.
I think
Now we're
it's
introducing
passable. Yes, welcome, gentlemen.
Yes.
From our brief
From our brief break there.
breaking the brief.
Yes. I can start.
start.
Sure.
I can start.
All right, go for it.
I played the game of catch up on all my TV shows.
Good for you.
Because I have been
Hooray.
I've been very lazy with it. The only one that I'm not caught up yet on is The Flash.
Yep.
And I just don't feel motivated to do that.
I
one.
haven't watched those for a full season though.
Last time, I guess he went to prison or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. But I played catch up on all the other TV shows. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was real good. I love the Kevin thing
Yep.
in the safe house.
Yep.
And then I think the best part about that episode was the singer at the very, very end. Oh man, we could have been watching this Oscar one with Nicolas Cage, and he's like, "What?" After 2
Captain
months.
Corelli's mandolin. It's like it's
about a mandolin.
It's
or
like
something?
it's about an instrument and blah blah blah. No, he's in Greece and da 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 da.
It's like an artsy film.
It's an artsy film. No one really likes it, and like obviously Holt's
Ke-
husband
Kevin.
studies ancient Greece and all this, and he's like,
the only period piece that Nick Cage has been in. They were
It's the
trapped
one
in a
movie
house
they
for
didn't
2
watch.
months. Oh, and then there's this other one here where he wins an Oscar for it. And he's like, no. Yes, I love that.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a good episode. And then the one after that one was the annual.
Halloween.
No. Doug Judy
Doug
episode.
Judy episode.
Annual Doug Judy episode.
Yep.
It's like we run into him every 12
Can you
12 months.
Can you give me 12 months? I usually run into him once a year.
Yeah, that was great.
And then the bottle episode, the Major bottle episode, where they were stuck in interrogation. Did you see that one yet?
No, I think I'm one episode behind.
Yeah.
But it's a start. I caught up on the big one, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
There you go.
which I don't know where that show is going.
Coulson's actually Thanos.
You know what? They're getting to a point. They actually
Might
had a very like a brief moment in one of the episodes where they thought, or they basically, your theory of him being still dead on the table was on the table.
Oh yeah.
That could have actually happened, but they didn't actually panel with it. It was just like a dream sequence within the dream sequence, and it continued on with whatever direction they're going with.
Yep.
They have said that with that show, if this is their last season, they do have a good send off for it. They have a way to finish the show, and I think that's.
He's on.
It brought me to think about if a show, do they have the option to get renewed, or if they say no, we're done after the
They can
season.
say no. We're done.
You can say no.
They can say no.
Shows have done it before. Seinfeld did it.
'Cause I was gonna say, like,
Seinfeld was the big one.
there's a few
Because
that did.
with the networks, would they be like, no, you're coming back for the next season?
Only if they have a contract.
So I don't know how their
If
So-
the
contracts
contract
work.
runs out, then
So like here's the thing: is you can sign on for 5 seasons of Lord of the Rings, and Amazon after 2 seasons can go, nope, bye.
Right.
But the Lord of the Rings people can't go after 2 seasons. We're done. Amazon goes, nope, you owe us 3 more.
And so with
At
Agents
the
of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
end of the contract, which obviously Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't have for next season.
we don't know yet.
But like
They haven't.
the
they don't
contract
have
is
one.
kind of the renewal.
Right,
piece.
so they haven't been renewed
Yeah.
But if
because
they-
they don't have a contract for another season.
Right.
Because
So, but
TV
if
shows go
but
ahead and go.
if ABC goes to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., if they go to like,
If
the
they say, "Do you
showrunners-
want to be renewed?" or like, "Here's our deal," and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like the people who make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., go, "You know what? We've got a good ending. We're done."
Right.
Ended it right.
Yep.
Okay, so they have that option if they ever present it to them. Okay, because I feel like the direction they're bringing the characters in that show, it will be a good, satisfying
Ending, yeah.
Yeah, the
Instead
way
of
that-
leaving,
a
you know,
massive cliffhanger.
or
Or-
doing another season where things don't go quite right.
And I think the way that they're
I don't
phasing
know
that
where
show
you go.
out
yeah,
with the onset of the movies coming up
Yep.
in about 20 days,
yeah,
it'll be hard to write that show with that movie overlooking it all.
yeah.
I mean, they've tried to do it with the Thanos, or not Thanos, Doctor Strange. They tried to doing it with Thor and Captain. Well, obviously Winter Soldier. That was a big piece for
That
that,
was
show.
a large,
Yeah.
large piece for that show.
That was honestly, arguably, the tipping point for that show.
Yeah.
That's when it started going downhill. But yeah, I'm really enjoying where they're doing that.
Nice.
So if they finish it off, this satisfied. satisfying.
Yeah. So yeah, shows can definitely because that was even Seinfeld. He's like, I want to end my show before I become that guy on TV that everybody's like it's at the point where Big Bang Theory should have been.
Yeah, Big Bang Theory
it's at the point where Supernatural almost should have been until this resurgence now.
This season 13 of Supernatural has been
it's coming up
very good.
Yeah.
I've heard really good positive things about season 13.
Someone actually posted a timeline kind of thing. They're like seasons 1 to what was it
5
where
was the
they
real season.
finished it, and there was like this was the blah 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 era where everything was like Monster of the Week and this and that and everything continuity worked. And then Continuity started kind of getting messed up, and they started messing with things. And then in like so many seasons, they just stopped caring about anything that happened in these seasons. Apparently, this newest season has gone back to like season 1-5 lore and been like, we're just going to start drawing from this again and taking this kind of stuff.
That's what I've been hearing.
And that's what this new season is. And everybody's like Supernatural's like back. Yeah. Not that it ever went like so far downhill.
The hardcore fans have stuck with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like now is the time to jump back in if you're going to jump back into Supernatural apparently. And
that's my big piece.
I've only on season 3.
Oh yeah.
You're still in the good stuff. You're in the good seasons. You're in the very good seasons.
Yeah, you're in the good stuff. But
speaking of Supernatural,
yeah,
I watched the Scooby-Doo episode.
Oh, yeah.
They called it Scooby-Natural.
I know, I saw the promo.
It is so okay.
I showed my wife. She's like,
"What's going on?"
Well, because it shows Sam and Dean at the beginning of the trailer, and she's like, I can't believe that show's still on. And I'm like, wait for it. And it's like, are we in Scooby-Doo? And she's like, they didn't. And I'm like, they totally did.
They did it, and it makes so much sense because they're owned by the same company.
Was
like,
it
Warner Brothers?
Yeah, Warner Brothers. Trickster doing stuff to them again.
Okay, so getting back to what you said about being episode of the week, this is totally an episode of the week. Yeah. You can jump into this episode and not watch anything and still have a good time. Like even from season 5.
Yep.
The only character because was Castiel in season?
Cass was in season 5? No,
the Angels season 3.
Yeah.
I'm only on season 3, so
the Angels popped in yet? Yes, because that was the big fight at the end.
Yes,
yeah.
So
Cass was in it.
Cass was in. So if you've seen,
not like he's Cass now, but
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where his character is. Either way, like you can totally take this episode and watch it by itself, and you'll have a great time because it is both a Scooby-Doo episode and B a Supernatural episode. Yeah. Literally, there's sequences where they're like, "Oh yeah, this and they totally riff on a specific episode from the old shows. Yeah. It's redrawn for this show. Yeah. The entire storyline is the exact same thing, except for the part where they actually kill people. And so they'll pop into the door, and Dean's like, "Oh, I've seen this episode." They'll find the fake the fake body bag or whatever. They open the guy's like head's cut off. They're like, "All right, cool, we'll move on." And then they're like, "People don't die in this episode. What's going on?"
Right, like things have changed.
So
that's awesome.
It's great. And then
so did it end with them revealing a human as pretending to be the monster? Then
it was they got sucked into a TV. Is the big piece on the TV.
Yeah, no, but usually how Scooby-Doo ends, it's really someone just dressed up.
Jinkies, it was actually Mr. Yeah.
And they hit all of the points of a proper Scooby-Doo episode. They hit the hallway sequence.
Yeah, I saw that.
They hit the hallway sequence. They do the Jinkies. They pull a head off, like the bag off of the person's head at the end. They do the I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. They hit all of the episodes or bits of a Scooby-Doo show, as well as being a Supernatural show, because it actually is a haunted sequence.
Yeah.
So the Scooby gangs are like, "We've never encountered ghosts before," and their minds are literally getting blown. And then the Winchesters are like, "We got this," and they pull open the Impala. They're like, "Guns! You can't give Daphne a gun. I can have a gun."
I was gonna say that looks like a fun. The last time I saw a fun episode was the one where they crashed through the window and ended up in Vancouver.
Oh, the real life one? Yeah, that's probably my favorite episode.
Yeah, that one was
the Scooby-Doo is my second favorite, and then the third one is when, not ironically, they get sucked into another TV dimension as well.
Oh, I like that one. That was good too. But that's what I mean. Like, Supernatural has fun with itself.
Their meta episodes are so much better than what actually happens. Not to say the first 5 seasons was bad either.
Yeah.
But when they get sucked, when they do the meta episodes, it's really
every
good.
Once in a while when they do that kind of stuff.
So yes,
even the Looney Tunes episode, like the cartoon episode, was pretty good. Where it was like holes in the wall and anvils falling on people.
Yeah. That one. Yeah, that was pretty good too. The damn trickster.
Yeah.
They even reference that in the beginning of this episode. It's like, is this the last time we got sucked into a TV?
Yeah, that one.
And
they were on the sitcoms.
Yeah, that's exactly. They reference it. It's not the trickster.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it? Yeah, could it?
And then he just like slaps him in the face, and he has a handprint in his cheek, like Dean slapping Sam. It's great. It's wonderful. They do a drag race between the Impala and the Mystery Machine. Mystery Machine wins. Ironically. It's seriously an amazing episode to watch as itself, because it is separated from whatever arc they're doing. Yeah. It was clearly a break for them, and they had a great time,
which was good. But yeah, then they ended up in Vancouver. They end up asking a guy for information, like a homeless guy, and Dean goes to give him money and opens his wallet, and it's Canadian, and he's like, "What is this? Okay, like, so, where are we?"
So, fun fact about that episode, when they popped into our real world, it was just those two. So the actor for Castiel, Misha Collins, they were on set, and he was actually tweeting like, it was like Jared and what's his face again? The other name, the real name. They're acting totally weird again. Jensen, yeah.
Jared and Jensen are acting really weird today.
Sends a tweet, and if you actually read Misha Collins' Twitter, if you go back to that episode, it's actually
on his tweet
real life. Real life. I'm like, this show knows that it's popular. I don't know how.
Well, and
it's great.
Even because Jared is married to one of the people who played one of the demons in real life, so she appeared back in this episode because her demon's been long gone off the show, but she appeared in this show as his wife, and it's like, "You married Ruby?" And it's like, I guess so.
It's when that show has fun, it has
so much fun. Which is good, and like that's why I miss the kind of weekly monster episodes, because they could kind of just do their thing and without worrying about this overarching apocalyptic thing. And that's why I liked seasons 1 to 5, was it took 5 seasons to build up to
something actually worth
that.
And honestly, that last episode of season 5 was so
it was perfect. It was ready to go.
It hit all the right strings until the last 5 seconds.
What's retconned the entire episode?
Oh god.
Yeah.
No, that Scooby Natural is so good. It was just, and go watch it if you haven't seen it. You don't need to watch anything literally to go into if it's your first Supernatural episode, you can still watch it. That's how good it is. It's so
till you get introduced to the characters.
Yeah, it's Sam and Dean
and Cass.
If you don't know who Sam and Dean are by now, like even my wife knows who Sam and Dean are and does not watch the show.
Season 3.
But she says,
I just don't know who Castiel is. I know who, like,
Angel.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Angel.
He's an angel.
Okay.
You'll figure it out real quick.
He's an angel.
I think he was season 4. I want to say in season 4. So. I think it was a 4.
But like even my wife sits there, she's like, "That show is still on," and I'm like, "Those boys say as long as people keep watching, they'll keep doing it."
And honestly, if you ever watch their interviews and the Comic Cons and stuff like that, Supernatural conventions, they have a lot of fun on set still.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big piece is they want to be there.
They still have fun. They still enjoy what they're doing. And like my wife says, she's like, it's not like either one of them's really going to do much else.
No, they have seriously been typecasted into that role.
Jared tried.
Didn't he try and do a
House
horror movie?
of Wax with Paris Hilton.
Didn't
he did Friday the 13th.
And Friday the 13th.
Jensen did another horror movie.
Jensen just did something because he's into something. But it's like they've tried to do things.
No, they're totally typecasted. And you know what? At this point, all 3 of those actors know it.
And it's not even typecast. They're not that good at actors.
No, it's
like
they
are very good at what they do on.
Misha's pretty good.
I could see doing other stuff, but I think Misha's just happy to do Batman essentially dressed in a trench coat.
And you know what? He has a fun time with it too.
That's what I mean. Like I think they have so much fun, and it's like whatever. We have fun. We have jobs.
That's a big piece about it. Like we have a show that's continuously being on. Whereas if it's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they know no.
Yeah, question mark.
Or like same thing with like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They're like,
yeah, Supernatural. The CW's like, are you giving us more? Like, cause it's still one of the most popular shows on their network of a network.
I would even say of all, not all time, but it's up there with the top 5.
Yeah.
When the CW dropped a lot of their teen shows. Like, they dropped Buffy, they dropped Gilmore Girls, they dropped this. Like, they dropped a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
and then they went into like all this reality weird stuff or like all of that jazz, and like even my wife used to watch every CW show.
Oh, they had a what was that girl, the cowboy, not cowboy one, I can't think of it off the, it used to be right before Supernatural.
Yes.
I can't remember it off the top of my head because it was a really dumb show, and all I can think of was it had the actor from How I Met Your Mother in there.
Which one?
I don't know anymore.
Which actor?
I don't know.
Ted?
No, one of the girls. Again, I don't.
Chloe Smolders?
No, not that cool.
Like one of the main people?
No, it was one of the.
One of the girlfriends?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, no, I know what you're talking about. Heart of Dixie.
That's the one.
Nailed it!
Yeah, I never watched that show, but
it was actually pretty good.
That's what I had also heard. Also, wasn't Pretty Little Liars on CW?
Yes, but that's when they started twisting into what they are now. Like, you get Riverdale and all of this stuff.
I finally saw the promo.
Well, because here's the shtick, is Supernatural was their best doing, like, it was the best show going, and they're like, make more shows like Supernatural, and then all of a sudden they got their superhero shows, and my wife's like, what the heck happened to the CW? It used to be all the girly shows and, like, that kind of, like, Gossip Girl and this and that and everything else, and she's like, what happened to all of the good stuff on the CW? And I'm like, they turned it into a boys' network.
Yeah.
I'm actually waiting for the time that the Flash appears in an episode of Supernatural. I'll watch that in a heartbeat because he like ripped through the dimensions again.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, I had to laugh because there's a scene from the new Sabrina comics that this show's going to be based off of, and Veronica and Betty are witches from the Riverdale Coven.
Oh, good.
In the comic, and I'm like, and at the rate that this Riverdale show is going, anything can happen at this point. So,
I saw a promo for Sabrina. It looks
Did you?
like a show.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm not turned off by it.
My wife keeps watching Riverdale. It's a show.
It's weird.
Spoilers, because I have to do this one. Betty helped cover up a murder.
Oh, that's good. The innocent Betty.
Right? Like, that's my thing, is it's Betty to me, and again, I didn't read a lot of Archie, but Betty was always like the innocent girl next door, you know, very sweet and caring and loving and all of that stuff. And Veronica was kind of the mean, the bitch, the
spoiled brat.
The spoiled brat kind of girl.
The mean girl.
Either way, Betty gets home, there's a dead girl, or a dead guy, in her kitchen. Her estranged brother that just came back into the family, who may or may not be related, is on the couch like, and the mom's like, I don't know what to do, and Betty's like, get the bleach, and I'm like, what?
Not you, no, Betty.
And starts putting on gloves, and I'm like, Jughead's part of, or like almost the leader of a gang.
Of course he is. Is it about eating hamburgers?
No, they're
not even interested.
They are the South Side Snakes. They are legitimately like
hamburgers.
No
hamburger with
crowns. See, and this is the part: is every once in a while, someone on that show, there's one writer in that room that I think sneaks things in, because Jughead was on a hunger strike because they're trying to close down, again, spoilers, the South Side School to turn it into a for-profit jail, because they're going to turn the town into a for-profit jail town.
Because that's the way to go.
Veronica's parents are behind it all. So,
okay,
hey,
there's something in there.
But either way, Jughead's on this hunger strike, and his dad shows up, and he comes up and he's like, "Well, I bought a whole bag of burgers, essentially," and all of the other people had left, so it's just Jughead and a bag of burgers, and I'm like, "See, someone there is thinking," like, as Jughead takes a burger out of the bag, and I'm like, oh, there is some light somewhere in that show.
It's all dark.
And then it goes back. But the best part is it's this dark show, but they still use all the same character names from Archie. So, like, Jughead's sister is, like, Sweet Pea or something like that. Like, that's his... Like, so he's like, where's Sweet Pea?
Not even a name.
No, like, that's legitimately... Jughead Jones is his bloody name, and his sister is Sweet Pea, and you're sitting there going...
Is that on her license?
Yeah, like, that's like you're sitting there... Well, she's younger. She's a kid, so that's the thing, is, like, you're going... They kept all the Archie names. That's why you couldn't
get away with it, just calling with a nickname. That's all we call her. Is Sweet.
No. Jughead Jones.
They could have.
They could have.
That's an incredibly polarizing show.
It is. There is this lighthearted Archie somewhere, and then at one point he has an FBI agent talking to him, trying to get Veronica's dad thrown back in jail. So it's like you have to go undercover to get information on on the lodges, Veronica's dad, so he can throw him in jail. And then now there's a race to see who can become mayor, Veronica's evil mother or Archie's dad. And Archie's working for Veronica's parents because he's now got a blood tie with the dad. And if you break that,
he didn't turn him in.
If you break that, he didn't. If you break that bond, boy howdy,
I'm so confused.
Witches will come after you.
I know, and I'm just waiting for Veronica to be like, I'm done with all this, and starts going into witchcraft for whatever reason, just to rebel. Good. That's what I mean. At this point, she could legitimately go into witchcraft. They could make it a real thing in that show, and that's how you launch into Sabrina.
What?
Yes.
What?
Riverdale is the weirdest show.
What? So that's what I've been watching.
Super Scooby Natural.
Scooby Natural. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I watched Jumanji.
Did you finish?
How was Jumanji?
Really freaking good.
Right?
Super good.
For what it is.
Even my significant other, she's like, this is a really fun movie.
Yeah.
I would not have been offended if I watched this in theaters.
Nope.
It's got all the funny bits of it. And Dwayne Johnson realizing he's Dwayne Johnson.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much.
I've got no
every morning.
Smolder.
Sweet.
If you watch the Honest trailer for it, it's dead on.
I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen that. Smolder.
Yeah. Well, and it says, even in the Honest trailer, I watched it yesterday, and it goes, even pays, the perfect tribute to the old movie without...
Alan Parrish or Alan
Alan Parrish, and then, Nick Jonas's line of, well, I'm just living in Alex Parrish's house, and you're going...
Done.
Yeah.
It is. It's
subtle. I'm weak to mosquitoes. That's just as bad as cake.
That's why I keep candles around.
In a jungle.
And the best part is he gets bit. Well, when he gets bit at that one scene, and my wife was legitimately like,
"Oh my god, that's this."
Because it's a tense scene. You're like, "Oh my god, is
something
that actually they just pulled that off?" And you're going
And it's written perfectly well, in terms of the resolution.
For my wife to audibly gasp at something in a movie is quite large. She's not surprised by a lot of stuff.
I'm surprised.
That one caught her.
I'm actually just as surprised that it was Nick Jonas.
It was supposed to be Tom Holland.
I would have been fine with
that. He turned it down to do this Spider-Man movie.
You know what? Both.
Either one.
Nick Jonas did a good job.
Yeah. I'm surprised he pulled that one out.
He's Broadwayed. He's done a lot. Out of all of the Jonas brothers, I think he's the one with he's the one with the God-given talent in the family who actually can do stuff. You know how you have the Osmonds and only a couple of them actually made it.
Mm-hmm. I like Karen Gillian's Nebula for about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I think we're the only ones who are like, she was Nebula there for a bit.
I like her trying to be sexy.
That's exactly that sequence. What is she doing?
What is she doing? I only had 5 minutes.
What is she up to?
And it was Jack Black.
Plays Jack Black. Perfect teenage girl.
Weirdly enough.
Give it a...
Where's my phone? Half the movie.
What a specimen of a man.
Yeah,
there was so much stuff.
And Kevin Hart did really good too.
You know what? I like Kevin Hart. In his movies, I like Kevin Hart. His stand-up, I don't like. Kevin Hart in his movies, I'm down with.
I like watching the behind the sequences, the scenes. They filmed a lot on their phones while making this movie. So there's a sequence where he was carrying Kevin Hart, running through. Yeah. And that entire sequence, they strapped a seat on Dwayne Johnson so he could be on there. And literally, they were like, I have to sit on your back for this entire morning. He's like, yup. You don't mind having my, my thing in your back? Nope, I do. I do a lot. I do mind it a lot. Can we do this?
I was going to say, Dwayne Johnson used to wrestle in his underpants.
Yeah. I think that it was just for comedy, but it was totally off screen.
Well, but they get along because they did that Central Intelligence movie together. Yep. So it's they already got along really well. Because that was even in the IMDb trivia thing was Kevin Hart and both of them had a really fun time on set because they were already friends.
I think the sequence that really threw me off the most is when the NPCs were talking to the NPCs and no one else was around. I'm like, in a real game, we would not need to see
that drives the movie.
It moves the movie forward. I get that portion, but it's just if I was in this game, I would not actually know this unless it cut to it, and I was super confused.
Yeah.
And everything's an NPC.
I like the cutscenes too. It's like, what just happened? And it's like, I think we're in a cutscene. And I think the best part of that movie is they didn't keep switching into this weird like half thing like they did in the trailers. I was really worried about
that was for the trailer.
That was one of my biggest things was like you're gonna get Dwayne Johnson looking up and all of a sudden like
you
see the kid's face on Dwayne Johnson's body almost, and then it switches back.
Or they didn't even do the reflection in the water or anything.
No, they alluded to nothing other than just their personalities, which was perfect because I was like, you're gonna make that movie look so cheap if you keep flip-flopping. It was, and again, his amazement at being The Rock.
It's basically a Dwayne
uppercut, throw through the wall.
He's the first time he's running, he's like, yes, I'm doing this.
And the best part is, it looks cheesy, everyone. It looks kind of fake,
but that's the point.
But they're in a video game.
Yeah, they can get it. You can get away with dumb stuff like that.
It's even like all the helicopter sequence things that they pull off, and you're going like, all right,
sure.
Someone posted something on Reddit the other day for that one, where it shows Kevin Hart's line about the white rhinos and like how dumb and stupid they are and deadly and da-da-da-da-da, and like they're his nemesis almost, or whatever it is. And then there's an article, last remaining albino rhino, like on its last leg sort of thing, and it's like, don't worry, Kevin Hart, we've got it. And you're just like, oh.
It's a game.
Yeah.
It's a video game, Kevin. It's okay. It won't hurt you anymore.
So, yeah, good movie.
That movie is so good. I almost regret not watching it in theaters, but at the same time, there was other things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
I think
I own it. I bought it. Like I bought that one. That was a purchasable movie.
Definitely. If at the very least, it's definitely a rewatch if it hits Netflix.
Oh yeah. Like that's my thing. Like I'm like, this was a movie that I could rewatch and be happy rewatching.
Yeah.
Like there was fun stuff, and then the little Easter eggs that they did
just enough,
into the movies.
Just enough, like the whole like being.
Well, even the missing piece they found was the elephant, which was Robin Williams' piece that obviously was stuck to the board when he went missing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to find the missing piece, and you're like, it's
that's
the same.
The thing. It's the thing.
And all the other ones were like statues in other places, so they worked out
just
a lot of the cool. Like I'm like, thought went into this.
Oh, yeah. More than you think for a Jumanji.
For a Jumanji reboot, like you sit there again and
talked of 3 now.
I could see that.
I'm good for that.
I'd be interested to see what they do with it. More so than anything, because if they can pull
the idea that floated around was because of the blonde in her phone, the game evolves again and becomes a mobile game.
I was gonna say maybe an MMO or Fortnite game.
But yeah.
Oh my god! If Jumanji becomes a Fortnite game.
All PvP games.
Something. But yeah, either way, like...
Battle Royale! Oh, wait. Hold on.
Now I'm out. But yeah, like, honestly, good movie.
Super good. But that's basically what I've been up to. I did finish a season, or a series of Unfortunate Events.
Nice.
And yeah, that's a bad show if you want a good ending.
Yep.
Literally the last sequence is literally and figuratively a cliffhanger at the same time.
I started reading the books again. And yeah, it's like the book starts, it's like if you're expecting a happy ending,
you're
like,
in the wrong
put this book down now. And of course I'm doing it in my class, so it's like, well, why would an author tell you to do that? You know, like why in the right mind would an author tell you to put their book down? And of course the right answer is yes, to make you want to read more because you're curious. But then you get through the first chapter, and the first chapter is legitimately kids on beach. Mr. Poe walks up, looks like Scary.
It's exactly how the Netflix version
looks like Scary Shadow, and tells them that their parents have died in the first.
What is it like?
5 pages.
Perished or something?
Perished. Your parents have perished.
Perish
means dead. Perish means
we know that
killed.
already.
But that's what I mean, and I'm sitting like, and you read that to kids because it is a kid's book. And
it is a kid's.
Huh? Because like if they've never read it before, they're like, "What book starts like this?" And you're like, "This one."
I'm really surprised
Prepare
that's
for
a
this
kid's
wild
book.
ride, guys.
Super weird.
It's a great series.
Yeah.
Like it's just on that line as a series where you couldn't read it to kids, but you can.
I'm excited that they are still filming for the last bit, and they're all ready to call it quits after it. So
we made it to episode 3.
Yeah, I watched the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so at the Austere Academy, and then
I think the best joke in that series is like, man, Sunny's not a baby anymore. She's a toddler. It's like we've been sitting here for like months.
And it's funny because in the books, Sunny can't walk until book 8.
Yeah, no.
Like they obviously advanced that plot line up a bit because again in the book when they're running around in the circle, and the triplets take over, and they're legitimately just dragging a bag of flour behind them, like they didn't have to rig up the whole and the show did it
really good.
Oh yeah.
They also added if I've come to episode 3 and I'm like they have added a lot of extra subplot to this, which is.
Well, you know what? And it keeps you interested in too as well. Like it's
the books and again the books didn't have.
I would be totally okay if we don't know what the heck a sugar pot is. I don't know. I don't think
you ever learn what the sugar bowl is in the books.
Okay, good.
But that's the thing is the Jack Snicket stuff is kind of alluded to in the books, but never actually all out
Nathan Fillion
shown in the
And anytime you have Nathan
girl was annoying.
She's supposed to Carmelita.
Yeah, oh my god, I wanted to punch her really hard. Freaking cake sniffer.
Nailed it!
I want to punch her.
She showed up and I'm like, oh man, they got that one down. Perfect. Even the principal, his look as soon as they walk in, if you look at the cover of that book, again, a show with...
They know what to
research.
Yeah. And again, Daniel Handler, Lemony Snicket, is involved in the production of it. So obviously he's... putting in his 2 cents, but everybody else involved is actually...
It's weird seeing him from Lemony Snicket,
yeah.
And he actually has a very, very small role in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
In their Returns episode. I'm like, it's basically the same role. Because the way that his character
He's pretended to be a master violinist?
No, the guy who plays Lemony Snicket?
Yeah.
What's his
name? Oh, okay.
Joe. Can't remember his voice actor's name, but he's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically in literally the same.
That's his only role.
Yeah,
that's all he's ever done.
But it's just very polarizing seeing him from that into.
There's a ride in Disneyland, California, or soaring over California. He's the pilot who gets you on to board your plane.
Welcome.
And that's it. Yeah, hello, and you're like, hello. It's Patrick Warburton. That's him, and that's just all he's ever done. And I love him for it.
He has that bassy narrative voice.
Yep. And he's if he's on a sitcom, he is the disgruntled husband who is annoyed by having to visit people and go out and do things. He would like to sit on his couch, drink beer, and watch TV. But that's his character. It's all the time. Or yes, he's this guy who's, I don't think you're going to, because his voice is perfect.
Yeah.
He's
I love his voice.
Morgan Freeman.
He really is. He has a very distinct voice, and he knows how to use it.
Those two need to be...
I was going to say, they need to narrate something together.
Oh my god.
I need an audiobook where
I'm going to fall asleep and be interested at the same time.
I can't go to sleep. I have to know what happens next.
Fall asleep. Only their voices in dreams. Did that. As far as games go, I haven't really picked up a whole lot other than Pokemon Go. I did catch Mew.
Yeah.
I did catch the Mew. He is not as hard as you think he is to do.
Isn't it an automatic catch?
It isn't. Okay, so after you finish your 8 steps, he is an automatic catch. The game forces you to go into your AR mode.
Did you actually look for him?
Kind of. He does go invisible. He goes invisible in the catch sequence. It's not. You also get infinite.
Well, I'm not gonna get there anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, so you just start.
Yeah, you just throw balls everywhere. If you really, he's not impossible to see.
Yeah, pretty much.
Make it rain.
Phone. make it rain balls.
Now it sounds like Brian and I playing Warcraft.
Yes. So the first ball will fail. The second ball will also fail, but the third ball, the hit catch, will always catch. So it is 100%.
Is that how it always is?
Yes.
It's always okay.
So it's
I was concerned about Moltres running away on me.
Moltres is different though. Moltres, I still think, has a 0 flee rate.
Okay.
So Moltres couldn't have run from you.
I was concerned, so I kept throwing berries.
Mew.
Every time
being your first one, right? Which is the big piece. But Mew has a 100% catch rate on the third catch and a 0% flee rate. So if you were to actually run from that encounter, you can restart it again. So what people have been actually doing is starting the encounter, getting a cool AR picture with Mew, running from it, going to somewhere else, getting another pictures of Mew, and not catching the Pokemon.
Is that what you did?
Maybe twice.
I'd rather just Photoshop pictures with Mew in it.
And that's what someone did on the subreddit. Is like, you guys are really bad at this getting pictures of Mew things. So I took a picture of my Mew, photoshopped. I took the background out. Here, use it on something else.
Click, green screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
He's like, here you go. Here's just a raw image of Mew. You make your own screenshot of him underneath the truck or something.
Yeah.
So yes, the biggest part, the hardest part, is trying to find the Ditto to complete the quest line. Yes, because he can hide into. He can hide.
Well, it's step 3.
Yeah, because you're looking for an actual Pokemon, but
no.
Does he actually show up as Ditto?
No, he shows up as a random Pokemon.
Right.
Yeah. There's no indicators to show.
There's no you just have to keep catching.
Yes,
everything?
you have to catch trash. He
I
shows
catch
up
trash all the time.
But the problem is you need to be on that step to finish that one.
Okay, I'm still on the beat 2 gyms and
that's fine. So I'm
not doing raids.
The other difficult one is evolving a Magikarp into Gyarados.
I'm working on that. I have a Magikarp now.
So you need
step 1.
Step
complete.
1.
I have 7 candies.
Step 2. Get way more Magikarps.
Yep. You need 400 candies for that sucker.
I know. I'm continuing
to
work
that's
with
the other hard part. The other tasks are fairly mundane. They're fairly easy to do. I just spent basically a morning at West Hampton Mall just to get the Ditto.
I'm doing today.
So yeah, caught my Mew.
Nice.
I don't know what else to look forward to. Basically doing more research tasks.
You're helping me now.
I think the next... I can do it if you want. Just message me up if you want to go Pokemon Go hunting. Like, I'm surprisingly okay.
My phone runs out too fast
I'm
because of this game. I
need a battery pack.
You need to change your battery.
I need a new battery.
Go to the nearest Apple store to replace your battery. $20. Or $25 or whatever.
Do they do it right in store or do they take
in-store? In-store.
Okay.
It's a big enough issue that they're going to take care of it right away, right? So, I'm surprisingly okay if someone messages me up to go Pokemon Go hunting.
I need help with raids.
Surprises no one, but I am okay with that.
Really?
I need help with raids.
Okay, we can do that if you want.
I have one raid pass.
I have several. So
give me one.
I can't.
There's a raid battle about to start near me.
Sweet. So that's been my week. I did have a couple days off to take care of that.
And
stuff.
you didn't watch Die Hard yet?
It is on my watch list.
Oh, come on.
Someone also gave me The Shining to watch because I've never watched.
No, Die Hard first.
Yeah, I know. That's what I told him. I'm watching Die Hard first, and then I'll watch Shining because I've heard great things about that movie.
Jack's good. The wife drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't like the wife.
Yeah,
Does it? Does she?
She does not play a...
I think the big piece about that movie is it's an older film.
Mm-hmm.
So
the kid does pretty good. Yeah. Red Rum. Like and the scenes themselves. The scenes themselves are good. Honestly, watching that movie, it's the wife where you're just going like, "Come on, Jack, get her."
Just get her right now.
Well,
stop playing these games in the bathroom.
Yeah, there's one scene, and it's the one that drives me, I think, the most nuts. Is Jack is talking to her, and she's a little freaked out, so she's walking backwards upstairs.
Yes.
And she's got a baseball bat. And he kind of lunges a little bit, and I've heard of choking up on a bat. Like, but she's at about, like, if the bat's here, she's got it about here. Like, she's swinging more to hit herself, almost.
Huh.
And you're sitting there going...
Connects, though.
It does, and it hits him hard enough that, like, and you're sitting there going... If she would have just gripped it at the bottom of the thing, this could have been over in about 2... Like, that scene always just bugs me, because I'm like...
Okay, you're just diving too much into that.
No,
I just don't like her as a character.
No, and me neither. Like, her character's not well developed, but, like, there's that part, and that's the thing that I think drives me the most nuts, because I'm like, are you just... Like, what is wrong with you in every way? Like, I think that's the one that just encapsulates her entire character is...
No, that's not that. It's just in general.
Like, get away from me, Jack! No! No! And I'm like, just take a big swing, lady. Like, and
yeah,
then
but if you take that big swing...
I know, but then she
easier
freaks
to
out.
miss.
I know. I don't like her character.
And it's more for him to...
Her character could have been done better, because her character in the book, I think, was actually done better.
I still have to get through a Stephen King book.
I know, I have to finish it. That book is huge!
Yes, it. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Mostly just catching up on TV shows and movies. Basically for me.
Nice!
Yes.
Cool. I did the Pokemon thing too.
Yay!
I caught me a Moltres.
Woo!
You did your 7-day breakthrough.
Yes.
A Jigglypuff just ran away from me.
Oh my cat.
I do. What I do like
My cat's
is
a moron.
My dog does that.
Yeah, but that's a cat, not a dog. A dog makes sense.
What I do like about the field research is the random Pokemons you'll get for completing the little ones.
That's good.
You say that it's random.
I know.
It's really not that random.
Yeah, but it feels
But it's-
random.
It feels random enough if you're not
Well,
looking
no,
into
because
it.
I finished 2 on a flying one and I got the duo every time.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's random enough if you don't look into
Are
it.
they going to change them up or no?
It's easy enough that they will.
Because I finally did my electric, catch 3 electric, and I got a Pikachu finally.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yay!
I have a Pikachu with some form of hat on his head.
I have
I
all
don't.
the hats.
I have my first shiny though.
Ooh.
Oh, what'd you get?
The Sableye.
What?
Cool.
It's yellow.
I want these gold. I want it.
Is it gold? It
I would.
looks yellow.
Yellow, gold.
It
Same
looks
color.
yellow.
As soon as if I got one, I would name it GoldenEye.
Boris.
GoldenEye.
I'm invincible!
Oh, yes,
Jealous. That's the one shiny Pokemon I actually do want.
I was,
That's a nice
but yes, when I
Pokemon.
got Moltres, it was a little. I kept throwing berries. Don't run away, please.
He won't.
Don't run away.
Apparently, he doesn't run, so you're not too bad.
I wanted to make sure it's my first legendary.
What's that one? Is it tier 4? I don't even know.
Yes, and then 2 episodes of unfortunate events.
Yep.
God, I hate that girl.
Yep.
I'm
Punch her in the throat.
Carmelita Spat! It
Punch her in
doesn't
the
even
throat.
rhyme.
I feel like the
Cake
last one.
sniffer.
Is it just me? Or is she actually getting better?
Better. She did, though.
I know.
They nailed it. I'm like, because even I'm sitting there going, that was actually half decent. And they're like, is she getting better? And I'm like, they're in my mind.
God, I hate her. Does she show up more?
No,
Okay, good.
she's just in that
Good.
arc, I think.
Thank you.
Maybe in the future episodes, but
Episodes. Books, maybe.
Maybe.
spoilers.
This is actually the best part of those books is, and at this point in the
Knowing.
show, they can change enough stuff.
See, yeah, that's Game of Thrones for me. I caught up to those and passed them.
Yeah.
And after a while, I was ahead of it.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay. I like what you're doing here.
But yeah, like that's my piece is like all the stuff with Nathan Fillion
Oh, he did
is
such a good job in that show.
not in the books.
He's just there.
You hear like Lemony Snicket writes about his brother, Jacques.
Yeah.
That's it.
Was it Jock or Jack?
Jack, whatever. In the books, it's spelled Jaque. So I've always gone with Jacques.
But I'm thinking they
I
call
think they
him
call him Jack. But that's my thing is like
He's a
all the
hero.
stuff with the secretary, not in the book.
Yeah.
Like the
It follows the kid's point of
have
view.
they called them what they are yet?
Who? Called
In
who?
The those people who are running around.
Oh,
No.
the
Other than
acronym?
yes, have they said the acronym in the first season? Because
Maybe the first acronym.
I don't know,
No.
but they're the
VFD.
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 I'm not going to tell you what it means. I'm not going to tell you all that stuff. But like,
Is there an actual other meaning to it?
there's a
Very
lot. Yes.
fun
Okay, good.
department.
And that's they play with that in the book as the kids try and figure out what VFD is. But like you hear about the VFD, you do get a taste of them in the books way later. But that's my thing is obviously
Yeah, that big piece in the VFD is at the very end of season 2 is a big piece of it.
well, but it's the parts with Jack and all of that stuff were not in the original books, and I think that with Lemony Snicket being involved, goes let's start the VFD stuff
Here, yeah.
like right off the bat, where even Mr. Poe's secretary is like.
Hiding under the desk. Every
So effective. She's asked for a lot of time off. Is the big.
She's talking
I
great
think she
in
dropped
front of him.
something. I know, but because she's under the desk, it's secretive.
Yeah, I guess.
Like it's perfect.
Secretive.
And she's looking at him while she's talking. He's just like looking at like those scenes are so good, and it's indicative of the books. Like again, they don't obviously point it out in the books that stuff like that is happening.
Oh, Mr. Poe is dumb.
But Mr. Poe's an idiot in the books. But at the same time,
He's still a moron on the
He's
show.
coughing on the candy. Not on a candy!
Coughs everywhere.
Why on the candy? Why?
the
Why?
super advanced computer system. I love that. That was
This is not countable.
and Neil Patrick Harris, every time he's shown up, has just crushed it. Like the next episode again, obviously he's going.
I think the hotel sequence
something
is
different,
the best one.
But that's my thing is like, the books Olaf changes into character like all these different characters so often. Mm-hmm. You're just like, how? I didn't see Neil Patrick Harris pulling all of them off, and then he shows up as Coach Genghis. Going to the episode that you've seen, obviously, I'm sticking with that. Is he shows up as that, and I'm like, how's this gonna go? And it's like, well, I've never seen, and you're going like, I never in my head that was never
with an American accent,
but that's never how it went. But that fits so well. Because Olaf is such an idiot, and everybody else is so moronic.
Yeah, then all the adults,
he gets away with it, and you're sitting there going, that was
except the librarian.
Except the librarian.
Well, librarian. Basically, any of the
VFD.
Arcs, almost all of VFD.
Well, and obviously the VFD people, but that's my thing and the kids.
There is I love that you're not in that sequence yet, but there is a dig at How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah.
In the later parts of the season.
Okay.
Once you hear that line, you're like, oh my god, you're gonna be like,
gore
yes.
or.
It's obviously it's NPH pulling off the reference, but it's
he's a producer. Like he's obviously like his money's in that show. But that's my thing is,
it's basically about him being like such a long-term actor and blah 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 blah. Like,
but yeah, that's like
because he's an actor.
Yeah, that's my thing is like they pull that off in the books and to translate that to the screen, like Jim Carrey did a good job, I think, in the original
as best he could. I think
the movie that movie was poorly written, but. He did a good job of Olaf. It's like him and the Grinch. I'm like, you did a decent Grinch, man, but someone else is going to do.
They did a
way better.
Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, yeah, like that movie I think is going to.
But that's cartoony. That's a different.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, this show itself is a far departure from that movie. Oh my god. Which is good. Like they're doing it the way
it's doing it justice.
They've taken the images in my brain.
Before even spring break, there was one teacher that hasn't watched any of the episode, but watched the movie. It's like the movie. No. Every book is 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Just like, oh.
As soon as they said that, I'm like, oh, thank God. They can actually spend time on actually telling
and building characters.
And building characters.
It's such the amount of world building and character building in this show, it's mind-blowing.
The best part is, and at least in the books, is there's still about 20 cliffhangers by the time you're done the books that never get answered. Mm-hmm. So they're just going to keep bringing stuff up in the show and never tell you. Stuff is.
But that's the premise of the show, or book rather.
Yeah, is you don't actually know. You're going to follow the accounts of the Baudelaire orphans.
Mm-hmm. And the triplets.
Nope. Snicket's job was to follow the Baudelaire orphans. If they connected to others, then that was fine.
They'll show up.
But, like, that's the pieces. You're going like, okie dokie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought I would watch more episodes of that.
It's super good. It's a... Sit down and you gotta watch it. You
don't want to miss stuff in the.
Yeah, because they'll say a line that's funny, or a line that's really really.
Or there's a sight gag that goes with the
Mm-hmm. Like we'll say this term. We'll say that this in the belly of the beast 3 times.
Yeah.
Not including this time. And starting now.
Yeah, doing that, and then watched Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
That was cute.
I've never seen that.
It was a good comedy, but that massage scene really threw me off. that is the only... That was good, but that was the only part of that movie I'm like, oh, this is so weird.
She gets a sensual massage that is, like, tantric in a way, but he never actually...
He touches her.
He never actually touches her.
Never enters her.
Yeah, but someone, like, opens the door and there's...
And but...
and he's the guy from The Big Sick.
Oh, okay.
Is the masseuse.
Yep.
Naked on top of her as he's, like, clapping his butt up and down on her sort of thing as a massage, and she's just sitting there like, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, and that is just like that whole scene. I'm like,
is there nothing more to that, or is that it?
That literally one character pays the masseuse to give her like the good deal, expecting it to be like, you know, a regular kind of, and he goes full out like, you know, East Indian tantric whatever magic he possesses to like. He's at one point he's like, I'm not even touching you. I'm not even touching you. I'm not even touching you.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a really weird scene. Like, it was really weird watching, I think, Anna Kendrick.
Yeah. Not be like the sweet, lovable
Yes,
something.
it was really weird watching her in this movie.
Yeah. She is. She's the Audrey
Plaza. Yeah.
Plaza. Like, the two
Her I just didn't like in this. I felt her character was very... They rushed her story. They're more focused on...
Yeah. But, like, Anna Kendrick was very much that kind of character that you would expect Plaza to play.
Yeah.
But it was, Anna.
Yeah, it was
sweet old Anna.
Yeah.
She's done some serious roles, and nobody knows her for them because everybody knows her from Pitch Perfect and Trolls.
She's in Trolls?
She's the main...
Yeah.
Also, full disclosure, I've never watched Trolls.
Pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was... I thought Audrey Plaza was like... there was not much to her character.
Yeah.
And just her turnaround didn't really...
I was sad there wasn't a big musical number.
There was a big musical
number. That was a musical-ish number. I was expecting better. Two of the main people were from Pitch Perfect. Not Zac Efron, the other guy.
I was going to say, was he in?
Yep, he was the main guy on the opposing guys team. Plus Zac Efron,
who can sing,
who can really sing. Well, and Hairspray. He's done musicals. So I'm sitting there like, there's some pretty good vocal talent on that stage, and then they kind of started singing, and I'm like, you can do better.
It's like watching Grant Gustafson in The Flash trying to doing a karaoke scene for 5 seconds. You know he can sing.
Yeah.
But he did. And then she even said, you actually have a good voice.
Well, then they did the musical episode.
Yeah.
The musical episode was a bit of a letdown, I will say.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
It was not well written.
It could have been better.
Yes. The singing was good. But yeah,
that was not a bad movie.
Not a bad movie. We saw that at a drive-thru in Ontario.
Is it on the Flicks?
Yes.
Yes, it's on Netflix.
It is.
They got a lot of stuff recently, so
that's where, like I said, that's where I've been watching lately. To if I want to buy it.
Yeah. In my mind, that's almost a Forgetting Sarah Marshall-esque type.
I like Forgetting Sarah Marshall better.
I did. It's in that same vein, though. Of
kind of romantic comedies
involving
all of that kind of stuff and the weird.
While we're on the Netflix stuff, I don't know who does the subtitling for their shows. It's obviously in house, but we've been watching a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff lately. They do finish off the Battle City tournament and stuff like that. But the subtitles we turn on just to watch them write down the words "have to," "da." They do the whole New York accent in the subtitles. It's fantastic. And the fact that someone actually had to watch each episode to fully transcribe that is
for whatever
fantastic.
Reason, because my wife's been going through Gossip Girl again.
They do
to which I have a lot of questions.
I have other follow-up questions.
Well, because she's seen it all, so I'm like, so is this one doing, because again, I come in with, I've missed 4 episodes and 12,000. Well, but I'm like, all right, what's this? And I'm like, okay, which one of them is Gossip Girl? And she's like,
all?
The blonde?
Are they all?
And I'm like, and then she pointed it out, and I'm like, now I kind of want to watch the damn show.
Ryan Reynolds' wife?
No, not
Wait, is Gossip Girl not Zooey Deschanel's?
No, that's New Girl.
That's Haig.
New Girl. Oh, okay,
that's what my sister-in-law keeps watching.
That's what we've been watching, too. So, usually, if we, it's late and we go to bed, at the same time, we'll turn on New Girl. If my wife goes to bed before I do, because she has to be up before, it's some weird hour.
Insane hours.
She'll watch Gossip Girl, because she's seen them all, so it's one of those shows that she can kind of just
Yeah, sure.
But then I come in and I'm like, okay, so which one's Gossip Girl? And she's like, that one. And I'm like, but what? No.
Is that not so the point of Gossip Girl is not to know who is the Gossip Girl?
Because Gossip Girl's voice is done by Kristen Bell.
Okay. So is it like a How I Met Your Mother bit with Bob Saget?
No, Gossip. Yep, yes, very much so. Where the person behind the voice does not match the voice.
Right, until the very last
and then
bit.
not even match the voice.
Oh. At the very end. It didn't even match at the very end.
Gossip Girl is essentially, because it's a blog.
Oh, yeah, it's hard.
It's a blog.
Yeah.
So there's no voice to it, but the voiceover on the show was always just Kristen Bell, because she could make $1 bajillion by essentially picking up her cell phone, reading 6 lines, and being done for the day. So that's what they did. And then no one was supposed to know who Gossip Girl was until, I guess, the very end. And I'm like, no way. So we're not even at the end yet. And I'm like, And
Is
Sebastian.
the show done?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been done for a while. Sebastian Stan showed up, and I'm like, it's Bucky!
Where are you, Winter Soldier?
Hello.
Allegaloli?
Allegaloli. Bless you.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan. I'm like, Bucky!
Middle Art.
And then I started looking up the dates for this show, because he's, like, quite trim, and because he's supposed to play, like, one of the rich douches on this, because they're all rich douches. That's the whole point of the show. So he's supposed to play this part, so he's got, like, the coiffed hair and, like, the look and the big trench, like, the kind of trench. But he's very slim, and I'm like... Came out the year before the first Avenger movie, and, like, a first Avenger...
Yeah, the first Avenger movie, he wasn't...
No, but, like, Captain America, the year before...
Yeah.
This show came out, and I'm like, that does not, like... It looks like Marvel aged him. No, but it looked like Marvel aged him a good 5 years in 1 year, so he bulked up and... whatever for Captain America, enough to fit.
And he knew he was signing on to X amount of movies, so he probably was like, "This is a forward investment."
Like you look at Bucky in the uniform when he stops Cap, or Cap, that guy from beating up Cap in the alley, and he's standing over Steve Rogers, and he's got the square shoulders, and I mean, part of that is the uniform.
Yeah.
But part of that too, like you look at him in the show, and it's like he's got shoulders like mine that drop off like this, and when you're going,
and probably
you could have played Skinny Steve.
Could have.
So
yeah. And then try playing Thief.
The newer, like the
reboot.
PS4.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it came out when it first came out for the PS4.
Thief came out in like 1998.
This is their attempt at a reboot.
This is the reboot.
Was it the
Good
reboot?
Game? Yeah.
I don't know. The cutscenes seem
you
a
get
bit
water arrows.
aged.
That's all I remember.
The cutscenes are a bit aged.
Yes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Like the gameplay overall, when you're
gameplay's good.
The gameplay was good, but the cutscenes is like
I don't remember cutscenes. I think I just skipped them.
I remember water arrows to take out the candles. That's all I remember from that game.
There's a lot.
I know I'm not supposed to knock out people, but that's all I do. I don't kill them. I just knock them out.
You can play however you want to.
I know. There's a trophy though. You have to go through the whole game without knocking anybody out.
Try doing that in a Metal Gear Solid game. Actually, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah, I can with this. There are some missions I've been playing. It's like, and they want me to get by without doing anything. Interesting.
Is another human home?
Yeah, I think I'm over halfway through.
Cool.
I think that's where I got to with Thief and stopped playing because something else came out and I started playing that instead. Thief was good though. Like I got into it.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I like my actiony, so this is a bit of a different pace for me.
It's very stealthy, right? So it's very much
That's
like
the whole point.
It's very much like a Dishonored as well, because a lot of Dishonored you play stealth as well.
Well, yeah, and there's also in Dishonored. I remember Dishonored trophies too.
Basically the same thing, but Dishonored was a little more modern than Thief.
Yes, like I said, there was only the cutscenes I really noticed that it looks really like aged,
and it
doesn't look like it aged well.
And you get that a lot with those remakes. They try to preserve as much of it as they can.
But yeah, like overall, the gameplay seems like it transitioned well and did well. Yeah, trying that out.
Reminds me, I have to play Uncharted, the Lost Chapter or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy.
Yeah, with the
girls.
2 female leads.
I got that from the librarian. I need to try that out sometime.
I was noticing the PlayStation Store sales. Oh, Telltale.
Of course,
I have
everything.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
They always go on sale.
Yeah, but it's like an entire whole section dedicated to them, and it's like purchase.
That's what it looks like for the Lego games on Steve.
The only ones I don't have is the Minecraft ones they did, which I'm good on not doing those.
No.
You can totally pass those up. They're not that good.
Yeah. Well, and again, the best part of the Telltale games is if you're interested in the series that they're doing.
I just can't get behind Minecraft having a story. Like having those characters talking.
Minecraft has changed a lot since we played Minecraft.
I never played.
I remember when we needed a separate launcher. Does that still work?
Nope.
Oh.
The last time I believe I played Minecraft, it was with you and Graham.
we were probably doing something dumb.
We did. We built. Well, Graham built a giant something on top of a hill, and I filled it with explosives.
And then you blew it up, didn't you?
Maybe.
Yeah, we did dumb shit.
We did a lot of... Well, but yeah, that was the game back then. There wasn't much to it. Now it's...
There's villages, there's dragons, there's
yeah,
hunger, there's experience points. There's experience points. I don't get that game anymore.
You can tame animals.
You get trophies. In-game trophies.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. You can ride a pig.
Ride everything. Saddle up and go.
Ride a human.
Yeah. And then...
So you have to play Kirby.
Fortnite still.
Fortnite.
Yeah, I think the best I did was 4th place.
I should probably update my client.
I don't want to play that.
Like I said, though, I've gotten to a point where it's almost hard playing single player now. Or not single player, but
by yourself.
Solo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
because it's like
tough.
Because there's nothing to work towards when you don't pay for the battle pass. And
it's one of those games.
Nothing to work towards.
It's one of those games that you really need to play with friends and kind of shoot.
You play for fun, and yeah, we talk while we play.
Shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we think we're good.
That's why other people get
it.
I
tried knocking.
And that's why Kevin likes playing with, like, Brian's friend Kevin likes playing PUBG with us, because he is very serious about the game, and then there's us running around. It's like, guys. Stealthy. I'm crawling. Parkour. And he's like, guys, people at like 46, and we're like, parkour.
or us that don't move from that one village the entire game.
Or he sits there and he's like, guys, I saw them in the trees. Don't run ahead. And then there's Nick.
I got him. I'll flush him out.
Hold on, I'll find him, guys. They're behind these trees.
They got me. Go on ahead of me.
There's like Nick crawling back, like, guys, just leave my body. They're behind the trees. Just go.
I did get another chicken dinner again.
Good for you.
On the mobile one.
Good spots.
Well, okay, so my experience is that if you go in with a group of randos, because you can go solo or group matches. If you go into the group matches, there's less likelihood of actually having bots because it's actually being filled up with people.
Yeah.
And it automatically selects squad for you anyways.
Yeah.
You have to manually select solo if you want to do the versus bot stuff. But it's incredibly easy on the mobile. Even with bots, because it does the auto aiming for you.
Oh, that helps.
So and you can do the first person stuff and try to peck people off, but it's with auto aim and assist. It's super easy.
Nice.
That's it for me.
Fortnite. I am interested to see how that game is on mobile. Is it out yet?
Yeah.
Well, no, like out. Like you don't need a code to get.
Oh, I don't know.
Series of unfortunate events.
Yay!
Again, good stuff.
Good stuff.
I got a deal. So again, if you've seen this before, our show before, I enjoy the loot boxes, the arcade blocks, that kind of junk.
Did you order a new one?
There's a new one out. It's called Geek Fuel.
Okay.
So they gave me like the first box for $5. So I'm like, hey, can't hurt.
What's in these boxes?
I will show you. How does that sound?
We have a show and tell. We have a show and tell sequence, guys.
Either way, here's the giant box that showed up. This is bigger than my arcade blocks were. This is bigger than my loot crates were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So their packaging is horrible.
Oh, wonderful.
In this, I get this box.
Empty?
And I went, holy smokes! It's a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt?
Oh, it's not in there anymore. Okay.
I can fold a shirt so it takes up less space in the box.
I don't.
No.
Right. For those of you that don't know, that said Spock.
The actor. Great.
Yep.
McCoy's.
Quite great.
Are you just going to be throwing things now? So we should be like heads up here?
Just, yes.
What if we like something?
That you can probably have it.
I don't want.
No.
Oh, that's all right. Which one did you get?
Want to guess?
Who's available?
Sabretooth.
It's on the back.
Sabretooth.
You've got Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Xavier in the chair. You never know.
That's true,
Who would be the least person you'd want to get?
Colossus.
Juggernaut? Cyclops.
Oh, poor Sykes.
Emma Frost?
You didn't want Emma Frost?
I don't really care about Emma Frost. So either way, Emma Frost.
That's not.
I don't know.
A little higher up.
I do like the pose. I do like the pose for Cyclops. That's a good pose for him. If they're gonna choose a pose for.
I got a game, so that comes with the Steam game.
Oh, okay, that's
Showdown.
I've heard about this one.
So.
That's yours.
I don't want it.
Good stuff. Well, I'll put it on my Steam account. I always like the games.
Okay, is it a game or I think it's a free to play game because it's.
Oh, then it's yes, $20 value. Or no, I think
in-game credit.
It might be an in-game credit. I don't know. Downloadable Steam game, $20 value.
All right.
So the game's worth. $20.
Wait, hold on. $20 value. Do they just give you $20?
No.
Oh.
They give you the game that is worth $20.
That's not as fun.
I could probably trade it online.
We expect you to
but...
use it for the game. Oh, that's all right.
It's yours.
It's cute.
I know you like X-Files, don't you?
X-Files is good.
What is I never X-Files.
It's Mulder.
Is it a pin?
It's a Mulder pin. It's a Mulder pin.
I also got
Keychain.
Actually,
a keychain.
This one though, I want to believe poster.
That would be the best one, eh? Yeah. I also got the Crystal Key Ring. Crystal Key Ring from Ready Player One, a movie I have not yet seen.
I think we would enjoy that film.
I think we'd go see that movie.
So that's kind of cool. That was the coolest thing I think that came in this box.
I think the quality of this is
and
has
also,
a lot to be desired.
Pardon?
That's it?
That's it. So on top of that, if I go online and put this lovely code in, I have a chance at winning
a Vive. Do it.
So every person got like a chance to win.
Do it.
A Vive using Ready Player One, and they're only giving one away. That's the whole Ready Player One aspect to it. Is
also,
there's only one to be won.
Also, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah. Either way, then yeah, it comes with the,
What's
explain yourself. I couldn't have gotten a Captain Kirk shirt.
That would have been
I think
a little bit better.
Marginally better. Other than that, the advertising that comes in the magazine, and that's it. So this gigantic box.
Okay, so
for the t-shirt.
Out of 10.
I canceled my subscription. How does that sound?
I canceled my subscription out of 10.
2, 3. Like, there's some cool stuff, but like the part of Arcade Block that I liked was it was video game stuff.
Yeah.
And that's
they
why
might come up with something better.
Hold on, wait a second.
And they might, but you never know. Like they're empty. They're random mystery boxes. So.
I don't.
What up?
I don't understand how it's a rare. Like they have rarity, even though you can clearly see it in the front. That's not how blind boxes work.
Well, these are blind. That's
yes, but like if you were to buy this in a store,
they only make so many, making it rare versus not rare. That's like Disney pins too. Disney pins have specific color coding to them.
I just don't.
That's my thing.
Weird.
I don't know. So either way,
that's all weird. You tried it.
I tried, and it was cheap, so I really didn't care.
Yeah.
So that was my thing.
Are you getting like another box or
no?
You canceled.
Well, I mean, like usually you sign up.
It was a monthly subscription.
So you paid for like the shipping then, I presume, right?
No.
Oh,
because this was all part of the shtick. Like they try to get you in with the one box. That's how Arcade Block actually got me. Was like, I'll get one and just see, and there was enough cool stuff in it. Mm-hmm. Like out of a box, if you pull out 5 things and 3 out of 5 things are actually.
I think my problem
cool.
My problem with that is that it was just a mix match like of stuff.
And that was my reasoning because when I
theme to it.
Yeah.
When I canceled it, they're like, "Why are you canceling?" Like they ask you 12 times if you're sure you want to cancel.
They guilt you.
They try and guilt you into it, and then finally the last thing, well, before you leave, can you tell us why you're canceling? And I'm like, it was good random assortments of nerd stuff, but like I'm not really into X-Files. I'm not really into the originals. But that's the thing. I'm not really into the original Star Trek. X-Men, like that blind box on X-Men is a very chancy thing.
You could go to like a Hot Topic and try your luck that way.
Right, if I really want it. And again, some of that stuff ends up being really cool. But
you get the right figure too.
Or for these boxes, make sure that the figure is relevant to an X-Men movie that's coming out or something in the comics that's happening.
Is this a company that's just starting out?
Yes, because it was a promotional thing that I got this through. So
that might be the issue, though.
It could be too. So that's my piece. At this moment, Geek Fuel's not for me. Mm-hmm. And loot crates are just too expensive at this point. Oh my gosh,
they're getting so pricey.
Like they're getting so pricey.
And there's so many
different
things.
Is there any other options for you?
No, there probably is.
There is. There's some other stuff out there, but I'm good. I just I'm like, well, for $5
Sports
I'll get some stuff.
I think the Harry Potter one is still going on too.
There's a lot, yeah.
The Harry Potter loot crate is probably the best one.
One of my coworkers got the Firefly one. And
I think for that one you need to have gotten all of them to.
You did. You need to start at the beginning and go all the way through. Like his favorite thing out of those boxes is still there was a teddy bear that was dressed like Kaylee with the little like umbrella and stuff. And he's like, he gave it to his daughter, and he's going, it's the most magnificent thing ever because now she wants to watch Firefly.
Oh my god!
And he's like, we are not yet because she's not old enough. But he's
like, oh my god!
Like she goes to bed with her Kaylee bear, and it's just like. Oh, so sweet. So either Geek Fuel at this moment.
Not right now.
I might look at them again, but we'll see. Planet Coaster, I have created more
Parking lots.
No, pornos.
I'm starting to.
Yeah, pornos.
See, I found it.
What's he doing?
I love Brian's confusion on that whole thing.
What's he even supposed? Well, because what's that animatronic supposed to do? And I think it's just supposed to be fixing something or a
just pick a different type of berry.
So
it's all about context, guys.
I started building. I got my gingerbread house built for the witch. Mm-hmm. So you go through that whole forest that we went. I built the gingerbread house. I built the ride that goes with the gingerbread house, which I'm going to now sink into the ground. That's my next step. Because the ride is built. Yeah. Now I'm just going to drop it all down so that it's all underground. Mm-hmm. Because right next to it, the big kind of when you come into the thing is going to be my Haunted Mansion ride, which I have also started building. So
you're not taking my idea.
What?
Porno.
Maybe there will be a little subsection land.
It'll be off in a closed section. It'll be closed off.
So
no, it's a separate one.
And then I've still been surfing the subreddit for just new ideas because I think that's one of the best parts about that Planet Coaster community is as a simulation game and business game, it's not that great a game. But when it comes to creativity and trying to share stuff with each other, it's actually really cool what people are coming up with and doing, and it's like, oh, I could totally incorporate something like that into this. So I'm like, all right. Like I've got an idea for my little adventure land and my other little land that way. So I've got my quadrants kind of my quadrants planned. Yeah. And then it's the diagonal quadrants that'll be the next step after I'm all done. But
hi. Hello.
Hello.
There's really nothing on
Hello, reaction.
Maybe a little bit of sugar? Maybe? I don't know.
Hello, reaction. Hi. Hello, hi. So yeah, Planet Coaster. Good game. I haven't.
Dog. No.
The dog is going to eat us if anything.
We won't eat the dog.
The dog is not for eating.
Although the dog's name is Pancake.
The dog is not for eating.
So yeah, Planet Coaster. I got the facade, the front part of my mansion done. Mm-hmm. And then I'm trying to get the ride kind of built properly so that it works. So that should be interesting because I want to try and play with some TV screens inside of the Haunted Mansion. So, and some lighting tricks. Joel McHale obviously watched that last weekend. That was good.
The Jay-Z episode for David Letterman came out today or yesterday?
Yesterday, the 6th.
So I got to watch that one. I really am looking forward to that one.
And then Brian and I...
You guys have been playing a little bit of this other game.
We jumped a little bit. We jumped in a little. We've been playing...
It's Chinese. Yeah, no, we don't do that.
No.
We actually don't do that. Myth.
Either way, we've been playing a lot of WoW.
Wow.
Because World of Warcraft, we've been trying to get our High Mountain Torn. So if you actually go to any of our streaming services and go to the previously on...
Go to the VOD.
Yeah.
Go to our VOD.
Go to the video on demand section. There's 3 videos of us going from about midway through our reputation grind on this current, like, to get to the revered thing, all the way up to we got it last night and then subsequently did the quest and got ourselves the ability to create High Mountain Tauren.
You guys are already there, so might as well.
Yes.
Sí, no hablé anglais, ¿por qué?
So either way, the big piece there's one dungeon we could run that got us 250 points a
consistently.
run. So you had to finish the dungeon, you got 250 points. So by the time we finished all the world quests yesterday to get whatever extra rep we could, it got to the point where I could heal, Brian could tank, so we could get into the dungeon.
Yeah, because that's 2 highly demanded rules.
DPS is a dime a dozen. So like damage dealers are a dime a dozen.
No worries.
So you're sitting there going like, if we can get in that way, we're good. And then we got another guy in there, and he's like, speed run. Like this other mage got in there, and he's like, speed run. We're like, let's do this because Brian. Brian, as soon as he switched into actual tank mode,
he
was in DPS mode and wouldn't change. And then finally he switched to tank mode so he could, take damage.
Yeah.
Once he switched to that, I could keep him alive. So he could run into a room, essentially get all the bad guys.
Pull everything.
And, yeah. Pull everything. I could keep him alive. This mage jumped into the middle of everything and just went nuts. And we could clear a room pretty quick. We could run the whole dungeon. We had it down to about 10 minutes.
Oh, that's all right. No.
It's so hard to, like, stop these.
So, yeah. World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft, but...
you guys are done, though.
We made it.
For the time being.
We made our moose yesterday, and then Brian forgot that he actually had, like, places to be today, so he was like...
Oh, so you guys had the cliche of, like, oh, crap, real life.
We looked at the time, well, because we started talking about it, and it's like, well, what time can you kind of play till?
Usually.
And 2 o'clock was kind of our cutoff time, and we ended up going till 3.
So close. We might as well just...
Totally close.
Well, you know what? We had the Tauren by a specific time.
Yeah.
But...
So that was a big piece. Is we made the Tauren, and then we ran around as the Tauren for a little bit and that kind of stuff. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was quite the grind. But by the time we were running through the dungeon over and over and over at the end there, I think we needed to do it 6 or 7 times. And then we had this mage with us. By the time we got to the end, I'm like, Brian, just like hit the button and start it again.
Yeah.
So by the time we were done, we had 4 of us going through it together. We had picked up another guy somewhere along the way. Because anybody who's going into that dungeon at this point wants the rep.
And that's sort of the one to do, right?
People. So either way, that was the big shtick. So we finally got that done, and we have Taurens with moose antlers.
Nice.
And we made druids, so they transform into other animals. So I have a bear with.
So you went all that way to turn into this thing.
Except now I have a bear with moose antlers and a cat with moose antlers, and our travel forms are giant moose.
Nice.
So Canadian.
Yeah, and then if you actually complete
Very
that quest,
Canadian.
you get the moose mount and the tabard and all that
So
stuff.
you get a moose mounting a moose?
So you can be a moose on a moose.
That's so meta.
I know, it's pretty crazy.
All that effort.
I know.
Well, you guys are ready for it, right?
Well, so now these new characters we started are now level 20. So that's kind of Brian and I are going to plan some night where we're going to stream for like an hour.
Yeah.
And just, you can, like, we'll level up our mooses, our meese.
Mice?
Meese.
Meese.
Moose.
If a goose is geese, then moose is meese.
Yes.
Yes. So either way, that's kind of our plan is like an hour a week we'll just kind of play. And we can't use heirlooms and we can't use a bunch of other stuff.
Is that just the personal thing you guys are...
No.
Or is it...
With these new races, if you level them from 20 to top level, really? If you level them all the way to top level, they get special armor that you don't get any other way. Like it's like tribal armor or whatever it is. Or
is this their next thing?
No, this is just for allied races because they want you to kind of start new characters and stuff. So that's the peak. There we go.
We were.
So either way, I was hoping to not do it in a 5-hour stint that ended at 3 o'clock in the morning, but
they've gotten away.
It's done. So
good.
Cool. That's me.
Cool.
Yes, that's me.
I think that's it for now.
That is it. I'm good.
Yes.
My list is complete. I'm like, did I? I think I played some NBA.
Maybe.
On the Switch. But
I
haven't
touched my Switch all week.
I need to pick it up again.
Those are just little like, play a game, be done. So, that's why I like sports games. It's like I can just kind of
PUBG on mobile.
Last Oilers game tonight.
Yeah.
Is it at home or?
We're at home. It's the last game for the Sedin twins.
That's my foot dog.
It'll be fun. That'll actually be a cool. Someone on the subreddit was all like, even the hockey subreddit and our subreddit. They're like, you better treat our boys good, and they're like, excuse me.
We were the one that said goodbye to Yzerman.
Well, and we're sitting there going, like, one of the guys is going, we might not like you as a team because, you know, you're Vancouver, but we respect good hockey players.
Even like there was Twitter where a guy who they had a big fight with during playoffs quite a few years ago, that even he's like, you guys were one of the best.
Oh yeah. Someone was like, we should give them the old gold lamps from Northlands because they lit them up so much. Like, that should be their going away present and that kind of thing.
I don't think we're going to get them a going away present.
No, but their families are actually going into the owner's box and that kind of stuff.
Are they tonight?
Yeah. So Daryl Cates has opened up his box to the families of the Sedins, which is kind of cool. And
they respect the talent.
And you have to. I mean, those guys have 1,000 some points between the two of them.
Yeah, and look what they did for Smith, because Smith was...
And that was the other piece.
Smith was here that was their last game. That
was Smith's last game, yeah.
And they got their whole team together and came up to him.
Yeah, so that's what they said. They're like, you guys treated Smith good, well, we've got you. And one guy's like, is this the start of, like, something beautiful?
No.
Can we all just hate Calgary together at this point?
Well,
like,
yes, but yeah.
And then, like, we can stop this feud and, like, we can come together and everybody's like, no. You guys still suck, but we respect your players.
You still suck. We will both unite in the hate of Calgary.
Yeah, we can unite there, but it stops,
we
like...
we don't like you.
I don't think Calgary's in the playoffs either.
Nope.
No.
Only Winnipeg and Toronto.
Go Winnipeg!
Yep.
Oh, God.
You can't cheer for Toronto.
I don't want to.
Good.
But why Winnipeg? How did they beat us in?
Because they're actually a good team.
Yeah.
Are they actually?
Yep. Yeah, it'll be in the playoffs. So either way, last game tonight, which is kind of cool, and this is the last Sedin's last game, which is also kind of neat. So I'm just hitting buttons at this point. So, cool. Join us next week for more
news
and
post-credit
on the post-credit show and the newscast next week starting at 11 o'clock Mountain
Same great time, same great taste.
Yep.
Tastes like...
water.
Water and Tibbets. And some stale coffee.
Yay.
Either way.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye for now.